right, welcome friends to this 2024 Which Way Today Sunday edition, where I'm joined in to my right, Deshratan Nigam, political analyst, leans towards the right. To my left, Ashwini Mishra, political analyst, leans towards the Congress party, hence on my left, and left of center, that is. And I'm, of course, bringing to you three stories today from the campaign with three angles. And then we'll discuss. Let me introduce the three stories that we're going to have today in Which Way Today. Priyanka escapes temple is the first story. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was in Varanasi yesterday, and after completing the roadshow in support of the Indi candidate Ajay Rai, she was supposed to go to the Kashi Vishwanath temple, but she did not. That's story number one. Story number two, Rahul abuses media. Rahul Gandhi has attacked the journalists and editors who have done interviews with the Prime Minister. Surprising, because this campaign, Rahul Gandhi has not spoken even to the Congress beat journalists. That's going to be story number two. And then story number three, Kaun Banega PM, Mallikarjun Kharge, expressing in those many words the Congress conundrum on who would be the Prime Minister in the hypothetical situation that India comes to power. So those are the three stories we are going to discuss. Let's introduce the first one. As I mentioned, friends, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, along with Dimple Yadav, Samajwadi Party leader, and of course the wife of Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party supremo, were campaigning in Kashi yesterday for Ajay Rai, who is the Congress president of Uttar Pradesh. And the roadshow surprisingly ended halfway through, did not complete the 4 kilometers that it was intended to. And even more surprisingly, because Priyanka Gandhi Vadra had to catch a flight, she skipped visiting the Kashi Vishwanath temple, which was otherwise on the itinerary. So let's understand whether Priyanka skipped the temple because she had to catch a flight, or did she do it because of the association of the Prime Minister with the Kashi Vishwanath temple corridor redevelopment? Ashwini Mishra, to you first. What could be the reason why Priyanka missed it? Does not seem like it was just because of a flight.
See, in Hindus, there are a lot of gods and goddesses. If you start counting whether one visiting all the temples in particular city, it will really take ages to visit all the temples in
Kashi
Banaras.
Vishwanath Dham.
I understand. See, when someone goes to a particular city, visited a particular temple, it need not be that they visited all famous temple at that point of time. I don't think we should correlate everything to this kind of narrative. Same was the case with Ayodhya. Ayodhya Ram temple was one Ram temple for entire nation, but the Ram Lala Pratishthan was done for specifically like a BJP event. That is the reason a lot of Congress people did not go there. But that does not mean that they don't have.
A lot of Congress people, by the way, went there also.
Went also, yeah. So see, religion is your personal matter. You should not relate it to politics.
Right. When skipping Kashi Vishwanath Dham in Kashi, he's saying that it's just another temple.
First, she was supposed to visit.
She was supposed to visit.
Yeah.
First, that's the first premise. But at the last moment, when you know, when exact timings of your flight, you need to, adjust yourself. You need to, and that temple is known as the center of the universe also. The prime temple, Mahadev temple. And not going there, which clearly means they are catering to the Muslim votes. Clear signal. Because in Varanasi...
She did go to the Kal Bhairav temple, which is known as the Kashi Kotwal. And so before the roadshow. And after that, she was supposed to go to the Kashi Vishwanath temple, which she did not. That's why I'm saying, is there politics? Is she avoiding it because she has to then maybe open herself to a question whether she liked the new Kashi Vishwanath Dham with the redevelopment?
See, when we go to temple, we go to a God to surrender ourselves. We don't go and look at the beauty of the temple. All the temples are equally beautiful, whether they are big.
Then it's even more bad optics. Then it's even more bad optics, because if you go to Kashi and you don't go to Kashi Vishwanath Dham, it's bad optics. It's bad politics also.
It's not that she has not been there. She has been there in past. If time has a constraint that she cannot make it to that place, I think that's okay. We should not really make it a political issue, because it's, again, I'm telling, the religion is a personal faith. You should not relate everything with respect to religion to a politics. Politics is separate. Religion has to be separate. Let's not mix this together.
Let's not mix this together. Does that sound okay?
I think religion and politics, not religion in the context of the Western world. Our religion is way of life. It is based on certain universal principles. If those universal principles comes into politics, I think all the politicians will be, and politics will be based on truth and serving the people. And this is the message that the Prime Minister has been sending as Pradhan Sevak. Now, if you look at Priyanka ji, she should have gone. Whether she appreciates beauty or not, it's a separate matter. Because all our temples, even from ancient times, have been very bhavya. So just go there, surrender yourself, you've been there. But Congress is known for appeasement politics. Right at the end of the election, and when Varanasi is going to the polls, then you avoid that. What kind of a message you are sending to a particular community?
Even Dimple Yadav, for example, she didn't go to the Kashi Vishwanath Dham. She went to the, I believe, Ravidas temple. She didn't go to the Kashi Vishwanath Dham. So obviously you are, if you admit that, okay, fine, we are making a political statement, fine, let's admit.
If you go to Mathura, there are 4 or 5 very famous temples, right? I may go to Banke Bihari, I may go to some other temple in Mathura. Similar in Kashi Vishwanath also, there are a lot of temples. I understand Kashi Vishwanath is one of the attractions there. I've been to BHU myself, and I don't think it's a very political issue that she has not been there. Having said that, my dear friend is telling that Modi has been given the message that he's Pradhan Sevak and leading the part of politics. Look at the Modi now, he's telling he himself is a god. And he
never said that. He never said that.
I mean,
but what message is the
We all are creation of God. That is what he meant. He himself.
As per Hindu Dharma, reincarnation of the God is God itself. Ram
No,
is
he's a creation of God. I am a creation of God. You are a creation of a God. You are a creation of a God.
He's telling, if
we
you
are a
give me board,
creation
I
of
will
the
give
universal
you,
energy.
I'll give you.
We represent universal energy.
Okay,
Supreme
let's
energy.
not get into
Shakti. Shakti.
No, let's not get into religious dialectism. But what is important is that, is it bad political messaging? Even if, for example, let's assume that Dimple not going to Kashi Vishwanath Dham and going to Ravidas temple, or Priyanka is skipping altogether, or Akhilesh going to Ayodhya twice but not visiting the Ram temple. Fine, you are making a political statement. Admit it, yes, that's our political position, right? But is it bad political optics also?
No, I don't agree to that. See, if Akhilesh is not going to any temple and criticizing Hinduism and all, then it makes, what statement makes sense? He's going to temples, he's going to different temples. Do you think that the person who's not going to Kashi Vishwanath temple but going to Ram temple or going to Durga temple is not as same Hindu as who's going to Kashi temple? It's not the case. Hindu has their own faith, their own belief. They can choose their own gods. I myself go to Hanuman temple a lot of time. I may not visit Shivji's temple because I prefer going to Hanuman temple. That's the liberty we got in our religion.
Can you send somebody else on your behalf exactly what Priyanka did? Because Ajay Rai, when Priyanka had left, went to Kashi Vishwanath Dham temple and said, I have come because Priyanka ji asked me to come and pray on her behalf. Can you do that?
I mean, that's the kind of faith, if they have, that personal going is not to be, God will not bless them.
Can you depute somebody?
You depute somebody to
pray to God?
To go there and then expect the wishes. That's their choice. But the fact remains, election time, avoiding a temple, the most sacred temple in Varanasi, in fact for Hindus as well. They've never said they don't believe in Ram, they don't believe in Mahadev, but they choose, because of the politics, not to go there. And then depute somebody else, the messaging, the perception.
What's wrong in this position that, okay, fine, this is our politics?
As per Hindu religion, even if I don't visit a temple, you are visiting a temple, I can send some dhan patra and all and put it there, and I believe that I will get the same
kind of benefit. She was supposed to go.
She sent someone.
She was
supposed to go, exactly.
She chose.
But my question is,
she chose to see Mahadev.
She could not.
No, listen.
Because of time constraint.
Okay, fine. Even if you have to make a virtue out of necessity, why shoot from the shoulders of religion? Why take the subterfuge of religion? Say that this is our political position. Like Akhilesh Yadav says.
But it is not.
That I won't go to Ram temple because it's a political monument for me.
It might be BJP's business to politicize religion. It's not the opposition. Opposition has been never talking about the religion, never bringing religion into politics. It is Narendra Modi who has been talking about Hindu-Muslim, who has been talking about religion all the way in all his speeches. You name one statement where Rahul Gandhi has done similar kind of statement. So I think they are not talking about it because they don't want to politicize it.
Abhishek, suddenly, if you recall the elections, they had become Chunavi Hindus.
Not only
Gotra
that,
also came.
historically
Janev also came
Ashwini,
during elections.
We are young, but not that young. 1977, I think Indira Gandhi started her campaign from Ambaji Temple in Gujarat. In 1986, Rajiv Gandhi actually started his campaign from Ayodhya.
Yes.
So, I mean, what are you saying? What are you saying about, politicizing the temple?
No, it's not. See, when I go to an exam, before going to exam, I take the blessings from the God. That's how it is. Even Advani ji started his all the...
So when there was no temple, you are okay going to Ayodhya, but there is a temple you don't want to go to.
He's also he's okay with going to Ayodhya right now also. It's just that the first event, which was supposed to be the Ram Lala event, become a BJP Narendra Modi event. That is what has
So
to
did it become a Congress event when Bhuta Singh was sent to be present at the Pran Pratishtha in 1989?
When you start making a statement like Modi ji aaye hain, Ram Lala ko layenge, that itself make it a Modi event. When the Modi himself become above the God or the temple, whatever that episode is, that's when the politics is, and they were boycotting that part of it.
Let me.
Okay.
When stuttering starts while you are answering.
No personal comments.
No, this is not about. This is when you don't have merits.
But that's
it's
okay.
not a
Maybe I don't have words to explain that.
No, I understood, but that,
Opposition
I
doesn't
think we can leave it there. I think we can leave it. No, I think we can leave it
They're
there.
making
The thing is, the Congress could have actually made a virtue out of necessity by saying that this is our political position. But moving on. And the second story that we bring to you, friends, in Which Way Today 2024 is Rahul's attack on the media. Now, he has called journalists PM's chamchas, and Rahul Gandhi, in a way, is not in a way, clearly disrespecting the fourth pillar of democracy. After all, press and media, they together constitute an institution which contributes in a great manner in strengthening democracy at the grassroots and at all levels. Now, Prime Minister has given 71 interviews in the last 1.5 to 2 months. He has spoken to that many journalists and editors. He has spoken to editors who are not directly covering the BJP as a beat or the Prime Minister's office as a beat, but he has spoken to journalists, almost all of them who cover the Prime Minister's office and the BJP as a party. Vis-a-vis, we have Rahul Gandhi, who has given 0 interviews, right? So obviously, it is clear from this very statistic that who's scared of the media and who's not. And for Rahul Gandhi to not have the courage to give interviews and then to abuse the media because they are interviewing the Prime Minister is very unfair.
I have a question for you before I answer this. Who is most courageous, who gives an interview or who take a press conference? Modi has not taken a single press conference in open media space. He has done the interview in closed walls. Who knows what goes behind those interviews, whether the questions are written, answers are all written. So if really Modi really respect the media and media are really courageous, let him come to an open
I will answer your question, but first answer my question.
Yeah. Now look at Rahul Gandhi. He has been doing multiple press conferences. He has been taking the journalist questions. He has been answering the question, and he has been talking the same language from last 4-5 months. Look at the kind of language or the narrative BJP has changed over the period. Before election, they were very sure about Ram Mandir, 400 par, all that. Once phase 1 ended, they started talking about Hindu-Muslim, Mangal Sutra. Phase 2 ended, phase 3 ended, they started going to Pakistan, national security and whatnot. So BJP has been in a state throughout the election that they themselves are not sure how they can attract the vote, and that is the probably reason.
But still, for all these things, why abuse journalists?
It's not abuse.
It's proper abuse.
It's not abuse. It's the kind of respect journalists has earned themselves. That's why they are termed Godi media. If you really have been doing good.
Okay, Rahul Gandhi has a set of Godi media journalists. He could have given interviews to them.
See, Rahul Gandhi has been doing press conference. If any media want to take an
Who is
interview,
Supriya Srinath, by the way? Who is Supriya Srinath?
She's the national spokesperson of Congress.
Oh, and what was she before that?
She was a journalist as well in NDTV.
Then obviously, to be quitting journalism and joining the Congress party means she had ideological leanings towards the Congress, right?
Yeah, same way.
And you think that it would have happened overnight?
Shalabh Tripathi, Avasthi ji from Kanpur, BJP member, who was also Sahara editor-in-chief. That's how the politics is. If you look at politics,
then you are admitting.
Teachers,
Then you are
journalists,
admitting.
No. Once you are in journalism, you should be doing journalism, being the fourth pillar. Once you align to an ideology, leave journalism and join a political party. Then you align to the ideology.
Like Ashutosh, like Supriya Srinath.
Like Avasthi ji also, right? It's on the both sides. It's in BJP as well as Congress.
Then in that case, why target only those journalists who are covering the BJP as a beat?
No,
you have contempt for them. That's why, right?
No,
admit it.
I don't agree.
Admit it. You are entitled to it. Admit it.
No, I don't agree to that. I think, see, if you are a journalist, your primary job or a primary responsibility is to question the government. You're being called the fourth pillar. So you should ask questions to the government rather than being one of their spokesperson.
In the 71 interviews, by the way, I was just checking 15 to 20 questions and then follow-up questions. About 14 to 1500 questions asked of the Prime Minister. You know, you name it, everything you want to ask has been asked. So it's not that it has not been asked.
Yet not answered.
All answered in comprehensive detail.
Right. See,
answered in comprehensive detail.
I remember one of the questions, I think with Rahul Kaun itself, where he asked that our economy is growing in K-shape. The difference between poor and rich is like increasing, and he said, do you want more rich people in the country? You want everyone to be poor? That's not the kind of answer you expect when you're giving ration to 80 crore people. And
don't pick and choose. For example, in the question that happened on our network, Republic Media Network, Prime Minister gave a very comprehensive answer on economy also, with rich of data. Right? Rahul Gandhi has the liberty to do that. He has not done that, Deshratan.
See, the fact is, during the time of election, given the vast nature of this country with 140 crore people, how do you reach everyone? It's a sound political strategy where you're doing rallies. Despite the rallies, you're not reaching nook and corner. So what you do, there are national channels which have an all India reach like Republic. There are channels which have specific regions also. They may call themselves all India channels, but they have specific regions. How do you approach them? Give them interview. Ask them to take your interviews. And everybody would love to take an interview.
So obviously it's a missed opportunity.
It's a missed opportunity.
Grapes,
yes,
and because Rahul Gandhi can't do anything else, he is doing what everyone in that situation does. Shoot the messenger. I think on that note, we move on to the third story, important one, the Congress conundrum on who would be Prime Minister if in any hypothetical situation the Indi comes to power. Because Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, was asked this question in Shimla, where he was campaigning in Himachal Pradesh, and he quipped, Kaun Banega crorepati kind of question. That's a Kaun Banega crorepati kind of question, which means maybe they have 4 options, right? And Indi obviously in bind over that Prime Minister issue. Okay, so that's the story, and we have quick 2 minutes. So to you, Deshratan Nigam first. If we know that the Congress party has a problem. In fact, not just Congress, the entire India has a problem of plenty, perhaps, right? And that's why Mallikarjun Kharge says that this is a Kaun Banega crorepati kind of question.
See, when an alliance thinks choosing a candidate for a PM is a gamble, like a lottery, then you can imagine the kind of governance that would come. So it's kind of a lottery. Kiski lottery lag gayi. So it's not based on principles. It is not based on certain common manifesto understanding, because each and everybody has its own manifesto and they have given their own guarantees. We don't know whose guarantees will be rejected, whose will be accepted. Therefore, let's make fool of the people and we'll decide afterwards. The fact remains, it's a kind of a gamble, lottery, which should not happen in politics because it sends a very wrong signal to the people that we thought this person will become, but then lottery में किसी ने पासा फेंका, किसी का निकल गया, किसी और का निकल
Ashwini
गया.
Mishra, is it like that? I mean, Mr. Kharge did clarify that in 2004, when they came to power, there was no prime ministerial candidate announced, and they still had one leader who could sustain them for 10 years. But then how is the Prime Minister wrong when he says that if Indi comes to power, then for 1 year you will have one Prime Minister, another year you will have another Prime Minister, and we don't know how it would be decided. Like, is it a lottery? Is it going to be a lottery or what? Because Rahul Gandhi, if the Congress party wants Rahul Gandhi to be PM, Mamata says no, absolutely not.
When Kharge says that, when Kharge says, took a jibe that who will be a crorepati kind of quiz show, What he meant is that you are making a choice of Prime Minister like a quiz show. We are a democratic nation, and in democracy, we will decide together who will be the PM. Why play it like a quiz show? Why you want to know that upfront before the election when people have not voted? Let people vote. Let people decide who will be the next PM. Why media has to decide like a quiz show? That is what really he meant by that statement.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm very sure.
However, the more democratic is when you go to the people, say I am contesting for the Prime Minister, and let the people vote.
No, sir, we
That's
don't have
more
election.
democratic.
How democratic?
This election is not for the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is chosen by the member of Parliament.
Fine.
People choose member of Parliament.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
A false statement we're telling, sir.
But the moment you
This
say
is
I am
not America,
contesting for the
where
Prime
there is a
Minister,
direct
you made your
election.
position very clear to the people. Now, in your kind of an alliance, there are everybody who's aspiring for the Prime Minister.
You made a valid point that we are making the election presidential.
Right.
But what's wrong in it? It's always a face whom you trust. It's always a name that you connect in your mind with the face, and then you take a call whether that person can deliver, right? Even at this level of state politics everywhere in the country, it's actually becoming very presidential in the sense that you have a chief minister who is CEO style, and it goes back to Chandrababu Naidu days. But since then, we have seen every state election becoming presidential. So, for example, in Odisha, it's about Naveen Patnaik, right?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
what's wrong if at the national level it's about Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Because that seems to be the case. It's becoming a referendum on Narendra Modi's politics and governance over the last 10 years. On that note, thank you so much. The Congress conundrum continues. Thank you so much, Deshratan Nigam and Ashwini Mishra, for joining us and having this very nice conversation. This is all we could pack for you, friends, on 2024 Which Way Today Sunday edition. Short break, live and breaking is next on the other side.